Okay, so it's 9 a.m. Monday morning. I sent a message to this young lad that I'm supposed to be buying a car from um, when he's fixed it up, and I've obviously got the money and everything. Because I need a working car. It's as simple as that. I'm about to start work and I need a working car. I got my one working again. I put it all back together. Took me about 40 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. Put the throttle body in, changed the thermostat over because it was the old thermostat that was in there, which, could have saved me a lot of problems if we just put it in the first place. Uh, Something wrong with the high beam. I don't know what it is. I think it's a fuse. I'm gonna have to check the fuses. Um, but the car cranks, but it doesn't start. So I'm thinking it's either starved of fuel because there's no fuel in it, or there's a problem with the fuel pump, or it does actually have some fault codes of cylinders. So my dad suggested I swap over the injectors. Well, I'm not messing about with that sort of thing. Um, I'm not dealing with that. That's for a mechanic to deal with. Um, I am a mechanic in a way, but I'm not a professional, so I don't know what I'm doing with injectors and stuff. So yeah, so back to this car. So I've sent him a message, a bit of a shitty message actually. So Carl, if you ever see this, then you'll know why I'm pissed off. I've sent him a message. I've constantly sent him messages every couple of days to try and get a reaction. The guy, he's more interested in partying and fucking and fighting because he's not interested in fixing this car. Because if he was, he'd be corresponding with me saying he's tried this, he's tried that, he can't get it going, he's doing this, he's doing that, his dad's done this, his dad's done that. But he's not. He's being an ignorant cunt, is what he's doing. He's 19 years old. He thinks the world owes him a fucking fortune. Right? I'm willing to give him money for these cars, right, if they work, for my purposes. But he's not going to like my next move, okay? Because I'm going to hurt. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hurt the person. They're going to suffer, right, for messing me around, right? I'm not going to physically hurt them. They'll just financially they'll suffer. They're not going to get this money for the car. They're not going to get the money for the second car, and then there's other ways. There's other ways that people can financially suffer. So unfortunately, he's in my wake. He's in my path. He's in my wake. He's either in my way or he's behind me. That's insignificant. It means nothing to me. This car is a nice car. I'd like to buy it, but I'm not going to waste my time spending hours thinking, on this date I'm going to have this car because this guy's not getting back to me. He's probably in bed. It's 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. He's got no job. So, he's got all day to get this car running and he's had 2 weeks. So, I know he likes to smoke. I know he likes to smoke, so he's probably just more interested in getting stoned than actually making money and buying parts for the car or whatever. So you've only got to look at both his cars. Sorry, all three of his cars. All three of his cars are fucked. Right? He's taken parts off them. He's added bits. He's done this. He's done that. They're fucked. I wouldn't be interested in any of the cars, right? From this bloke, apart from this one car, which is in a good condition, right? The bodywork is in a good condition. That's what I need for my polishing, so and for my videos. So I'm looking to buy a car with good paintwork. I've looked at one today. He wants 600 quid for it. He wants 600 quid for it. He's not going to get 600 quid for a car that's got fucking paint missing off it and stuff. Right? This is a different guy. This is a different location. Okay, it's somebody's granddad's car. Which means it's probably in a good condition or whatever, but the paintwork's shoddy, so it needs lacquering. right? So he's not going to get 600 quid for that. That's a £200 fucking paint job, you know, sanding it down, painting it, lacquering it, then polishing it, then sanding and polishing it, and it's a big job. It's a big job to take on. So I may well go and have a look at this car, but suggest that I give him less money, because there's for 500 quid I can buy any fucking Mini Cooper I want. Right, any Cooper S, Cooper, Clubman, they're out there. There are cars out there for 500 quid. But I want a working one which someone's looked after and MOT'd, you know, with some MOT left on it. So, again, it's just another person trying to stop me from moving forward. Right, so the guy lives close to where I'm going today, so I'm going to go and have a look at this car. I'm going to knock on his door, and I'm going to say to him, are you going to get this fucking car working, or should I take my money elsewhere? And that's how I'm going to say it to him. I'm not going to be nice to him, because he's being a fucking ignorant little prick. What I am going to do is tell him straight, you're dealing with men buying cars. You're not little boys. You're not little boys selling little toys. Right, playing with marbles, right? You're selling fucking cars. Okay? So you want to play around with cars and you want to sell them, then you have to deal with the personality of the person that's buying it. Right? I've been good to you. I've been nice. I've been calm. I've been polite. I've been everything a person should be when buying a car. But afterwards, you started to treat me like a cunt. You started to treat me like it was your God-given right for me to chase you for this fucking car. So I'm gonna come to you with fucking money in my hand, and I'm gonna say, look, there's your money, dipshit. Today's the day. You could have had this in your fucking pocket if you'd have just done the work for 3 weeks. I gave him 3 weeks. 3 weeks to get the car running, and he's like looked at it for 20 minutes. He's more interested in the shitty silver one that's not going to sell. No one's going to buy that car. The only person who's going to buy that silver car, mate, is me. Because the bodywork is shit. The bodywork is abysmal, that actually I can turn it better. I can make it better. It's got bodywork to repair. Right? But so's this other one that I'm looking at, that I looked at today, that I saw today. The paintwork's missing. That's got one side perfect for polishing and one side perfect for paint repair. And it's only cost me one car. Right? So I'll leave it with him. I'll say to him, well, when you do get the car, here's my number. Right? This is what I do. Yes? That's the address I do it at. Come and find me. I'll buy this fucking car. But I'm not buying it for thousands of pounds that you think it's worth. Because it's not worth that. It's a fucking R50. The R50s are worth £500 to £900. Right? And they have to be in fucking good condition at 900 quid. Right? You're selling an R50 now, it's about 600 quid. And that's with MOT. Right? You get 100 and... oh, I've forgotten now. £135 or something if you sell the car to WeBuyAnyCar.com.plus bullshit, whatever. Whoever these people are that buy cars, that's what they're offering. So when you put your car up for £1,000 because it's got MOT on it and it's been driven 100,000 miles, just remember, right, that the person coming to look at it is the only person that's going to come and look at it. Right? The person who comes to look at your car at that price is the only person that's interested in buying it. You've been advertising it for weeks and somebody's seen it and come and looked at it. That's your choice. That's your opportunity to sell that car to that person because they came all that way to look at it. Right? Luckily for me, it's in a local area. I didn't have to go far to look at this black car. But the child that's selling it, right, doesn't seem to know what a deadline is, what a report is, what communication is. right? I'm sure if he was buying dope off his local drug dealer, he'd have the business down, right? But we're selling cars, we're buying cars, we're selling cars. So we're fixing up the car to sell it. So that's priority number one. Get out of bed, fix that car, and sell it. And then I can buy it. But don't think I'm going to be held to ransom by one fucking car or one badge that's on the car, right? Or one paint job or one design, right? It means nothing to me. They're Mini Coopers. They're all the same. They're individual body looks. They've all got different looks, but they're all the same car. I drive them the same way, right? Now, the other thing is, the car that I do decide to drive will become a very famous car for reasons which I will disclose later. But, and this is a big but, it will only become famous if I buy the right car. Because if I don't buy the right car, it will fucking break on me. So I generally am in the position of, I've got one car that needs to be fixed, I've got one car that's in parts, and now I'm looking at a third car which the guy can't even get the fucking to start, the engine to start. But more importantly, he doesn't communicate with me. So for anybody who meets me and I buy a car off, or you come buy a car off me or whatever, just remember that I am a nice person, but I also don't like being fucked about, right? I'm not going to start throwing punches or anything like that, but I'll do something more severe. I'll take away financial security, right? I take away the 500 quid that you've been holding on to. That's gone. That's gone, right? The 200 quid, you think it's worth 350, but it ain't. If you take 200 for that silver one with a bit of MOT on it, then I may only buy that one, right? Because you're not interested in selling the black one. So, yeah, it's a cheap runaround for me, but I could guarantee the way you drove it, the way you treat it, the way that it looks, the way that you've looked after it, I guarantee it fucking breaks on me. So I'm not going to buy another bag of shit car. I want one that runs, one with MOT. I will pay. Yes, just got confirmation from the mechanic that you can come and have a look at my car. So, and it's around the date that I get paid, which is excellent. So, what's your name? Kyle. So, Kyle, just a message to you, mate. You may have run out of time, mate, because if this car runs, I don't need another car. I don't need another car. I don't need a black one. I don't need a red one. I don't need a white one. I don't need a blue one. I don't need a convertible. I don't need a Cooper S. I just need a working car. And yes, I want a Mini. But I have a Mini. And I'll get it working. So the person that was going to sell me that car, I will go and see. And I'll say to them, I'm still interested in buying the car, mate. But you have to get it working. Right? I don't care if it takes till fucking Christmas. I'll still buy the car. But only because I like the bodywork, the paint job on it. Right? They're all the same. They're all the same. My one out there is just as good as any other Mini I buy for 300 quid, 500 quid. Right? The difference is I've spent money on this one. Right? And I'm spending more money on it. I'm about to possibly put some spark plugs in it as well, because I think that might be why it's not sparking. I don't know. There's no fuel in it. That doesn't help. So it is what it is. It needs to be fixed. I can't just leave it there un-MOT'd or whatever. I've got to get it MOT'd. So I pumped up the tyre yesterday. I washed it down. That was awkward, having to go up to the flat to get buckets of water. But I'm going to buy one of those those gun jet things that go in the buckets. So I think that's the best option rather than a jet wash. I've got a jet wash and they're a pain in the ass trying to replace parts and stuff. Hoses that split because they get tangled up. You know, you're paying £200 for a Karcher and then you got to pay 50 quid for a hose, which is suitable for the gun and the machine. I don't mean a hose as in a garden hose. I mean the hose that's connected in the machine to the gun, and they're not cheap to replace unless you find somewhere that sells them cheap, which I did at the time. But I'm thinking of getting one of these plug-in gun power washer things, and a power bank so I can use my polisher. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, the polisher that was sent down to me is the old polisher that I started on, sort of thing you find in Halfords, for 89 quid. But I went past that. I surpassed that. I got better on that machine, to buy a better machine which functions much better. And also the pads seem to fit better and stuff like that. So I'm building up to being able to start work again, and that means buying tools, materials, and what's the other thing? Well, it means a lot of expense anyway. It means a lot of expense. I've got to start again. I can't get all my tools down here in the post or anything, so I have to literally just start buying again. But I'm gonna get off now, and I'm gonna reply back to the mechanic and say to him that's fine. I'm happy with that, and I'll just have to fix this one on the day I get paid rather than buy another one. He's just replied back to me. He's at hospital all day. Okay, so the excuses will start coming in now, because he's starting to see that he's pissing me off, and I'm starting to swear on my texts with asterisks and stuff. So the guy's starting to realise that, you know, you can't treat people like that. You can't treat people how you want to treat them. You have to treat them accordingly. You want my money, then give me the service that I require. If you don't want to fix the car, that's fine. Don't fix the car. Right? If you don't want to fix the car, don't fix the car. But don't complain to me when I get one without your help, and I start my business, and financially you suffer. Because I warned you. I gave you a warning. Right? That I wasn't going to just put up with bullshit of not being told what's going on with the car. If it doesn't start, there's nothing you can do. He has to diagnose it. It's a problem. But if he sells me the car cheap, I'll have a diagnostic done on the car where it sits you and fixed. And that's what I'll say to him. I'll say, well, you knock off 100 quid and I'll pay 100 quid for a mechanic to come and fix it. I don't know what he thinks I'm doing here. You know, I'm trying to buy a car that works. I just happen to like this one. But it's all redundant now because I've just got confirmation from the mechanic saying he can look at the car next week. So I don't care about this other car because I'll get mine fixed. And if I get mine fixed, then I can start business. I can start working. I don't have to scout around looking for cars. I'm not a dealer. I don't need to buy cars. I bought cars and I've ended up with shit ones, so I don't want to have to go through that again. But I have found a couple of good ones for the same price, which are working and MOT'd. It's just a matter of getting there. So I'm literally gonna arrange for that to happen. Hopefully this weekend, or maybe during the week. I don't know, but I need a few options, a lot of fuel to go and have a look at them, a driver, and enough money to insure them and tax them, because my insurance has lapsed. So, well, not lapsed, it's come to an end. For some reason, they don't want to insure me again. Don't know why. Maybe because I swapped cars a couple of times because I was having problems with them and stuff. But that shouldn't be an issue, because they charge you 50 quid just to change the fucking paperwork. So, yeah. I've got to deal with that now. I've got to try and find myself an insurance policy on whatever car I buy, because the insurance company doesn't want to insure me. But I don't know why. They won't tell me. They're not giving me a reason why. I'm making up excuses, and I'm thinking that it's because I swapped the cars so many times through the insurance when they were in different locations. I mean, when it was on someone's drive, it didn't need to be insured as desperately as when it was on the road. So I could lapse the insurance whilst it was on someone's drive, or it's parked legally off the road. So that's what I was doing. I was swapping the insurance over, depending on the location of the vehicle. But unfortunately, that's come to a cropper for me, because I've now got to find more insurance. But things are happening today. I've got the mechanic, I've got the guy. Unfortunately, he's in hospital. Don't know what that's about, but he doesn't have to do it today. I'm not asking him to jump up out of bed and start working on the car. I just want him to tell me, do you know what, mate? I haven't fucking done anything with it this weekend, so fuck you. I can't be bothered. That's all he has to tell me. And I go, that's okay. You still got 2 weeks. You still got a week. Right? I'm not an idiot. He doesn't want to work on it. I'm not going to force him to work on it. But when I ask him, how's it going, and get no reply, and then I got to call him an ignorant cunt to get a reply, there's a problem there. There's a major problem there, because I don't want to deal with children. If I want to deal with children, then I'll start teaching them what I plan to do, right? And that is doing instruction on polishing. But I want to set up in business first before doing that. I want to know that I've got an income, I've got a client base. The main point of this video is that it means nothing. The car that I buy, it means nothing. Yes, it's got my dad's initial on it. It's got a special badge on it. Nobody knows what it means. It could have been put on there by the owner. I don't know. Right? So, it's just a car. It's not special. It's just a car. It's got a special paint job on it. Makes it special. Not really. No, I could paint it. I could paint any car I want that colour. And I might just do that to piss the bloke off. I might just repaint. I might buy this one with the bad lacquer and completely re-fucking paint it the colour of the car that I wanted to buy. And then I'll have my own special one. Because I went into the range. Who is it who makes that paint? Is it Holtz? I can't remember who makes spray paint, but they do a range of spray paints in places like the range. I can't remember who makes it, but they also do the paint. There was only one can, and it's only about this big, but they had the can, which means it's not special. Somebody didn't come up with it off another car or whatever. It means it's a BMW colour which Mini stole and used on a special edition. But the colour's not special. It's not a mix. It's not a blend of colours that you can't buy. I only have to match the colour, and that's it. So when it comes to it, Yeah, it doesn't matter what color car I get. It doesn't matter as long as it's not white, because I've got white, and white isn't white with Mini. Yes, they did white, but they do cream, right? It's off white, and I don't really dig it, to be honest. I don't really like it. I prefer white, metallic white or pearl white or something like that. But this is just cream. So I was looking at the bodywork yesterday, and there's a lot of damage with stone chips and stuff. So I thought to myself, what I'll do is I'll sand it, I'll wet sand the body and polish it back, and it'll come back mint. But do it in sections, not like I used to, where I wet sand the whole car and then polish it, and then days go by where I'm driving around with a shitty looking car. No. I want to do it in sections, panel per panel. I can't do it on my convertible because of the peel paint. What genius put that on a car, I don't know. But it makes the car look cool, but it's ruined the car. You can't really do any body work on it. You can't do anything. You crash it and repair it. You'll never match the paint. You'll never be able to get the car back to normal. I'm not even going to mention the bloke, the dickhead who sold me the car, because I can't remember his name. It's not significant. Some Irish guy. I can't remember his name. But he tried. I might have mentioned this, but they tried to pull me on a fast one. They tried to claim that my car, the car that I was buying, not my car, the car I was buying, right, had rolled. The handbrake had released and rolled back into this bloke's car. Now, I would have believed him if the young 25-year-old 6-foot fucking rugby player that he was, right, hadn't tried to intimidate me and say that I bent the inner frame of the engine structure, the engine strut, right? Because there's no way you could bend that, right? It's behind the bumper, behind the fan, behind the radiator. Get your fucking head out your ass, boy. You're trying to scam somebody, then come up with a good scam, right? And then try and find somebody that scam will work on. Because CJS Motors in Bristol, whatever the fuck it is, he's a con artist, right? He sells dodgy motors, and he sells them with the intent of ripping off the customer with a friend of his. Right? Oh, and then he tried to not sell me the car when I test drove it, because the pussy that was in the car thought that he knew how to drive, and he's like, "Don't drive like that! Don't drive like that!" Shut the fuck up! I know how to drive. I've been driving since I was 25 years old. I've been driving since I was 16, but I passed my test when I was 25. So I know how to drive. I've driven around the country, right, for years. I don't need somebody to sit there and tell me I'm driving. And then I realised, penny dropped, it was his car. He worked for the guy that was selling the car, right? The guy selling the car worked for the guy selling the car to me, right? And he didn't like the fact that I drove his precious little fucking Mini a little bit rapid and round the roundabout a couple of times, right? Didn't do anything illegal, but he didn't like it. He complained about it. He whined like a little bitch. He went home and complained to his missus, no doubt. But what I did is I showed him what his car could do, and he thought, fucking hell, I didn't realise my Mini could do that. Yeah? He didn't realise it could be driven a certain way. So, back to today. What am I going to do today? Well, hopefully I'm going to be polishing a car today. And hopefully I'm going to be filming polishing that car. It won't be a Mini, but it will be a nice polished video. Yeah, maybe I'll make some money from it. I don't know, but I'm doing it as a favour. I get to make the video, but they get their car, and I like the person, so I'm doing them a favour. But Yeah, my business cards are on the way, so I can't do any. I spoke to a bloke yesterday, a karate champion, funny enough. Um, British karate champion, Rob Summit. Rob Lewis. Yeah, he lives around here. Never heard of him before, but he teaches karate. And it's cheap. It's cheap. But he's got nowhere to do it. So I thought I might try and find him a venue to do it and see if I could start lessons for a friend's kids. Um, because it's cheap. It's like £6 an hour, and you probably only do it twice a week. So that's good. That's good for karate lessons. But unfortunately, they're not amateur classes. That apparently he's got a lot of black belts in there. So if you go in there, you would be like starting from the beginning, and I'm not sure I want to do that. But my mate's kids might. So that's a possibility. But anyway, I was talking to him about polishing, and he said he's got a 911 stashed away somewhere. He had a Porsche, he had this, he had that, and he's just driving around in an old Jag. And I thought he was a taxi driver because he had so many cars, but he said no, he teaches karate. So the point is, I'm getting back into the business side of it, of asking people if they're interested in it. But when I get my business cards, that's when people will realise I'm serious, because they think the way I dress with my hoodies on and stuff, they think to myself. One guy actually said to me, he was foreign, but I said to him, he had something on his car, and I said to him, I can get rid of that. He said, how much? I said, about 30 to 50 quid. It's only going to be a small polish job if you didn't want the whole car doing it. It's just going to be the bonnet. Right? And that's like 50 quid for doing it, and it pays for the polish, and, that's a reasonable price. Right? So I said to him, I'll do it. And he said to me, oh, I'm not sure. I said, why not? He said, your hat is not the right symbol. What? Your hat is not the right symbol. I said, it's Sunday. I'm dressed in my Sunday clothes. I'm not in my work gear. And he went, yes, go and give it to the lady in the shop. And I went in the shop and she said, are you a mechanic? I said, no, I do body work. And she went, oh, okay. And she gave me a flyer. And it was a brown flyer. And I started to write on it. And I told her what I did. And that I was an aspiring professional polisher. And she went, oh, don't write on that one. And she pulls off a white flyer for a business. And she says, write your name on that one. Right? So what she did is she upgraded me on the paper that she was writing it on. Yeah, I was just given shitty paper that was just going to get destroyed or thrown away or misplaced. But when she gave me the white flyer to write my number on, she took it seriously because she didn't want to lose the number. So the first thing I do when I get my business card is go back and give her the business card. I said, look, I told you I was waiting for business cards. Here's my business card. She may never get the card done, but that's how I get business. I have to talk to people. I have to make these videos of polishing and try and advertise the business. None of it is easy. None of it is easy. I'm not making headway at all. I can't get this car started. I've got to get a mechanic to do it. Yeah. So things are looking up really. It's 9 o'clock, and I've got a reply back from the mechanic and a reply back from the guy of the car, which I'm interested in. Those are good starts to the day. The day can only get better from here. So yeah, it's a matter of time now. It's a matter of time before I get the white one going, before I maybe purchase another one, or go and have a look at another one to purchase. I just don't want. I just don't want the hassle of buses, taxis. There's a reason God invented cars. There's a reason why we get our driving licenses. Right? If you don't understand what that reason is, then go and get on a bus for a week and then you'll decide which one you prefer, the car or the bus. And I can guarantee you prefer the car. The bus is good for sociable elements, like talking to people, but it's also got some, I wouldn't say rough people, but it's got some, I can't think of the right word. It's got questionable people on the bus, questionable characters. You know, they're doing all sorts of things on the bus. I mean, I personally skin up on a bus. I don't give a fuck. But I get on a bus and I have to listen to people's conversations. I have to listen to them playing music. I mean, I had my headphones on till they fucking broke. But yeah, I got my headphones on, so you can hear my music out the headphones, but it's at a pleasant volume. And then you get some stupid woman yesterday doing her fucking makeup, right? And then having music playing. I don't know if she was making a video or something, but she was on the back end of a bus. I'm not saying she looked like a back end of a bus. I'm saying she was on the back end of a bus. But she's playing music on her phone, like it doesn't matter to anybody else. They have to listen to her music. That's why God invented fucking headphones. Why do we, as members of public, have to get on public transport and listen to your conversation? Why do we have to listen to you moaning to your kids? What was that woman complaining to her? She spoke to her child like it was the only person in the world that she had any authority over. And the way that she spoke to her child, even with my headphones on, I was like, well, it just made me think how she's going to grow up, that child. Because her own mother talks to her like that. And she's only, 4 or 5? You know, she's only a young child, young baby, being told not to do this, not do that, don't sit on this, don't sit on that. You know, not told, but shouted at. And the whole bus has to hear it. And it's just like, if you treat your kids like that, then it's no wonder you're fucking single. So, today, we're going to polish a car. If it's the last thing I do. It's not the polisher I want, that's coming tomorrow, but I'm going to practice with this other one. If I can get to the location. They may not be in, so I may not be able to go there, but I think I may well be able to polish the car and make a video today, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. Because that's all I've wanted to do this whole time. The difference is it's not my car and it's not a Mini. But it is a small car, so it's pretty much the same amount of time to do. And then maybe I might start making some money, because I'm getting nothing from the government other than what everybody else gets. It's not enough to survive. My neighbour has just bought a 30 grand car. And I thought to myself, you're in the same boat I am, mate. You're unemployed. You're not working. I mean, you go down to fucking Breakfast Club at 6 o'clock in the morning for a free breakfast, and you just spent 30 grand on a car. You just paid finance for a car. Why do you need a car? Oh, wait. I get it. You need a parking space, so you paid 30 grand for a parking space. Well, full be to you, because I paid 300 for a parking space. But, yeah, you bought yourself a parking space. You bought yourself a nice car. Well, you think you bought yourself a nice car. I know you bought an American car, so I don't think that's a good car. But, yeah, I think to myself, I think to myself, if you're in the same boat I am, and I'm actually trying to do something with my time and my money, how the fuck can you afford that car and be on benefits? But it's none of my business. I'm not interested in anybody else's business. So why should they be interested in mine? But it does question the right and the wrong in this country. Here's me coming out of hospital, which you all are aware of, and I can't get PIP. I tried to apply for it years ago. I didn't get it. It's two things. They can't say you've got a mental disorder, a mental health problem, and then not give you the money for it, right? So they either have to say, no, you don't have a problem, we're not giving you the money, or they have to say, no, you have a problem, we're giving you the money. You can't choose because I didn't send the fucking paperwork back in time because it was a day late or something. You can't choose not to give me that money. It's not your right, Karen, right? It's not your right to fucking stop me from getting my benefits, right? Just because you're having a shit day, you're down at the council, doesn't mean to say that the rest of us are, right? When I phoned up, who was it? I phoned up the council the other day. Mumba. That was it, Mumba, right? He hung up on me. I've been waiting days for a reply, and the fucking stupid cunt hung up on me, right? So now here I am, having to go through that same process again because somebody took it upon themselves to take offence of something I said. Grow up, man. Right? We all swear. We all get aggressive. We all get fucking irate. Show me a person who doesn't and I'll show you a wet, sopping fucking flannel of a man. Anger is passion.